What's going on, everybody? Serrano 786 here for a Cyberpunk 2077 review after 30 hours. I wanted to put together a little video, kind of go over my thoughts, my recommendations to buy it, talk about a couple of the systems, and overall just thoughts of the video game. Please, if you're new to the channel, hit that like, subscribe, and follow button. Depending on what you're watching this on, hit the little notification. That way you can know when our new videos are out. I'm going to try to do some build videos, maybe break down some other stuff in 2077. There's a lot of stuff. I got to say, first of all, that even though the game needs work, let's be honest, it just needs some work. It's still a really good game, and it has a lot of potential. After beating the game in about 20 hours and then playing another 10 hours doing side quests, I'm still invested. I tried to tell myself that after 20 hours of beating the game, I was like, it's so short, I'm probably never going to play it. And then I came back to it, like not even kidding, like in the same day. I think I came back to it. I don't know. There's something about the game that's like, I see its potential. Like it has potential to be like Witcher 3 for what, like, I guess people talk about that at one game of the year. It's not like that right now, like by any means. But it's still a really good game. But let's just kind of talk about different things. So let's talk about the story, the campaign. That's the biggest thing here. So if you love campaign stuff, love story, this is going to be great for you. Tons of content, the side quests, the different gigs you can do. I mean, there is just so much that you can learn about the game, the world, the characters. So it's really easy to get invested into the video game. Me personally, I'm not big on story. And I'll be honest, the 21 hours beating the campaign, I beelined it. I mean, I did a few side quests here and there, but for the most part, I just, to the finish line basically as quick as I could. But for the most part, there's still tons of side quests to do and things like that. The story was really cool. I went the corporal life path, which is basically you start off in a corporation. You basically, long story short, spoilers, sorry, but you get kicked out or get almost killed, and you're probably basically, it's a long story of revenge essentially is what it is, and redemption depending on what you choose. That's the other thing. There's 7 different endings, so you can have a different ending just by your play style. Like I know my ending is probably going to be a lot different than a lot of other people's because I was just like, yeah, whatever. I mean, I chose my actions, but I didn't really like get invested into the story, and even just what you do and the side quests and other stuff affects the ending. From my understanding, I think for right now that people have discovered there's 7 different endings. I'm not really sure which ending mine was, but there's tons of different things in the story, tons of side quests. So for story and replayability and keeping you for the long haul, there's definitely tons of stuff to do. Right now, I'm just doing side quests, collecting iconic items, getting money. There's so many like little secrets, and shout out to all the people right now on YouTube that are making videos. You know what's really interesting? There's so many different videos like for XP, side quest, the weapons. That's the other thing. There's weapons, there's vehicles. I guess that brings me into my next part, which is the itemization and the items in the video game. So just like most action RPG / it's kind of a looter, but not really, but there is tons of items in the game. The builds that kind of go with the items, I guess that kind of ties in with builds as well. There are different synergies that you can create with, I mean, pretty much any of the trees that you do. I decided to go myself as a slasher, like katana build, essentially. I'm investing a lot in tech right now so I can make items. I'm curious in like in-game, max level, how crazy my stats can be. Because I beat the game at level 21 and the max level is 50, if I've read correctly. I haven't gotten there, so I read that it's 50. And my cred is up there like at 42, and I think the max for that is 50. So I'm getting pretty close now. I think I'm a regular level. I think I'm like 28, 29. But Yeah, there's really cool guns that have really cool abilities. These are called iconic weapons. There's same thing for the gear. There's like legendary gear that does certain things or has special slots, or most of it, a lot of it is cosmetic, but some of it does kind of help with your builds. Yeah, pretty much whatever tree you decide to do, like mine would be reflexes for katanas. Any of them that you do, I feel like the game really supports you in your play style of how you want to do it. So like me, I just wanted to be a straight up corpo, asshole, slice people up type thing. That's what I did. That's basically what I did. If there was an engagement that could have been done or avoided, I didn't avoid it. I went in swords ablazing, slicing up everybody. It was a lot of fun. I got to admit, it's just something really cool. And you probably don't know this about me, but I love ninjas. Like, I think ninjas are awesome. Samurais are pretty cool. They're like sort of ninja-esque, but running around with the katana in Night City, just slicing up fools, is just the most satisfying thing in the world. I think after I max out my blades, I'm going to start using shotguns, or maybe something in the tech tree, because that's what you use all the crafting. Maybe I'll do like a tech build, because with all my points, because I'm putting all my points into tech, and you need to put them all into tech to do legendary items, to craft them. I'll talk about crafting later. But yeah, the builds, the items, there's enough variety. There's enough different types of weapons and builds that you can do that you're really not going to get bored. There's always going to be something to try out, a new playthrough. That's the other thing. They don't have New Game Plus, which was a big letdown for me, but it still encourages you to go out and try a new game, maybe a higher difficulty. Maybe you want to be an intelligence hacker build where you're just like, I assume it's basically the equivalent to casting, what I would call casting, but you're basically hacking into people, doing different abilities. I think that would be a lot of fun, and which is really weird because usually in most video games I like to play casters, but something about Cyberpunk that once I knew that you could have katanas, that was it. It was it. It was game over for me because I was like, yes, I can do katanas. Yeah. But the items, the builds, it definitely encourages you to, kind of try out different things. And even within like my sword build, there's different iconic swords that like kind of promote different things. Like there's one where if you use an ability, you get a higher crit chance and higher damage. You can kind of actually see it right now in the video, or at some point in this video you'll see it. But it's called like Sevrenica or Kenzavrinka. It's basically the L1R1 on PS5, where it slows down time and it gives you higher crit. But for my sword build, I mean, it helps me wreck pretty much most encounters. The only times that I really have problems is if it's a really high HP and elite mob. I have to be a little bit more evasive, which is fine because that's partially of being the katana build, is being kind of evasive with it, hence the reflexes. But the bosses, sometimes I've had a little bit of troubles. I might clip one of those in here or put that as the last videos I fought one of the, what are they called? The Night Psychos or something like that. But I actually had to dance around a little bit, be a little elusive. What I actually ended up doing with I think 2 of them is just waiting until my slow time was off cooldown, because it lasts for about 15 seconds, which sounds like a lot of time, but when they have tons of HP and tons of armor and you're kind of squishy, it's really short. So I basically did that, kind of ran away, would throw some grenades, kind of attack a couple of times, and then I would cast it again and then go in and start slicing, and usually around that point they're almost dead. It's what you'll know when they're like the elites, because they have like their name and then a percentage of their health, and it tells you how much health they have. Those are like what I would guess consider elite encounters. I don't know what they're going to call them in this game, but that's basically what it is for every other game. It's like an elite encounter basically, or master encounter, whatever. Those are tough. I actually really enjoyed them. The Night Cycles have been really fun. I'm hoping that they implement more stuff like that, like an event where like it's a name mob, or maybe it's a raid. for me, I see a lot of potential in this game with that, and even just the weapons. Like, you could just introduce new weapons, new armor, maybe just keep the level cap what it is. I'm really interested in the multiplayer, because the multiplayer apparently is supposed to be like its own standalone game. I'm really excited for that. I think I'm going to keep playing this for a while. There's a lot to the game, and even if I go through everything like on this character, I definitely want to try a caster build. Like, I want to try a hacking build. Like, that's my main thing. It'd probably have to be like a stealth hacker build, maybe. I think that would be fun. And then maybe just for weapons, use something that's got a lot of front load damage, like a shotgun maybe. So I'd probably go intelligence, cool, and then maybe some into I guess body, so that way I could have some increased damage for shotguns, because I feel like that would be beneficial. I don't know, maybe like a submachine gun or an assault rifle build. I don't know. Either way, I think an intelligence cool build would be really fun. Either way, it's encouraging that it's gonna have you do different play styles based on just the items and even like the builds that you do. And then next, let's talk about music's graphics. I feel like those kind of coincide. I'm playing on the PS5, so it looks like everybody that I've watched on PC has a way better experience visually compared to the way it looks even on my PS5. The graphics aren't the best on PS5, but mind you, it's a PS4 version that I'm playing on PS5. It's crashes a lot. Which is kind of sad. But that says something about the game that I keep wanting to play, even though it crashes a lot. It's not as bad as like it was with like Anthem. So maybe for every like hour or two, I might crash once. I manual save all the time and do like the quick save. You'll see a lot when I'm playing, is because I'm paranoid now, because I haven't gone like a really long time, thankfully, because the autosave does a pretty decent job on its own. But there are some parts when you go from quest to quest, if you don't quick save, sometimes it's a bit of a gap. So pro tip, make sure you quick save a lot if you're on console. PC, I don't know if they have this issue, but the graphics aren't the best, but I am excited because I think it still looks okay. I mean, it's still pretty cool. The city's still immersive. You feel like you're in this futuristic dystopian city where these corporations and tech is like apparent and running rampant through the city, and it's totally apparent. I love Night City. I think Night City is probably one of the best locations I've ever had the thrill of playing in a video game. And the graphics aren't even optimized for next gen, so it makes me really excited for that. I see it on PC all the time with a lot of streamers or YouTube videos, and it looks fantastic. So I can't wait until they optimize it for PS5. The music, oh my gosh. The music, if you're a music head, some of this it appeals to different types of genres. That's the cool thing too. Like, if you get into a car, I think there's more than like 7 or 8 music stations, and it's awesome because each of them has their own like sound, which is really awesome. I really enjoy it. I love music, and being able to have like different types of music as you're kind of just rolling around. Like, I feel like in the multiplayer, RP is going to be so awesome and so fun because there's so much in the world that is so immersive that it's going to be easy to take the role of anybody that you want to be in Night City. Definitely does have improvements on all of those, though. I will say everything that I mentioned that was good. Obviously, they can all improve on. I don't want to say that the game is perfect by any means. It's not perfect, but it's, for me, where it's at right now, it's a good enough job to keep me and to play. And to be excited for what's to come, because there's also a ton of potential in the game itself. Other than that, the game overall, I would definitely recommend this. I would say on a 3-point system, I'd probably give it a 2 out of 3, which is, you should probably check it out. You could probably wait and you'd probably be okay, but there's so much content in this game. If later on you want to like get everything and play it, there's going to be tons of stuff to do. There's tons of stuff to do now. I've already put 30 hours into it. I beat the campaign in 20, so 10 of that has just been side quests, and there's still so many side quests. It's crazy. And then on top of that, I want to try these other builds, so there's a lot of replayability here. But yeah, I will have some more more videos coming out with some builds, my katana build, what weapon I'm running, what cyberware I'm running. There's a few videos out right now for some easy ways to get money. I would say definitely check those out. The XP, I mean, really, that's just going to come with doing stuff. I mean, there's so many quests to do. I don't think it's really necessary to use XP videos or anything like that, because that's just going to happen. Even just doing the story. I mean, I got to level 20, and then right now I've gotten another like 8 or 9 levels just by doing side quests, so it's not really necessary to do that. But definitely check out the ones on the money. The money is really going to help you go to these Ripper docks and buy items that you're going to need for cyberware, because some of them are really useful, really helpful. Definitely check them out. Please, if you're new, hit that like and subscribe button, and that way you can see when these videos come out. Yeah, I'm Serrano786, and I'll see y'all later.